All right, everyone. PewDiePie has hit 100 million subscribers. You'll know him as the largest YouTuber in the world. T-Series is not a YouTuber, it's a corporation. Their channel being popular reflects, I guess, goods and services in India and certain places like that. Has nothing to do with independent content creation. So PewDiePie is the largest as far as individuals go. I'm wondering what kind of play button they're going to give him, because at 100,000 you get silver, which is actually, like, I don't think there's any silver in it. I think it's just polished zinc, if I remember correctly. It's pretty, or stainless steel or something. Then you get gold at 1 million, and then at 10 million diamond. And PewDiePie, I think, is still the only one who hit 30 million, and he got a ruby play button. I'm not sure if they're replicating that in the future. But as far as 100 million, you've got PewDiePie added now. What are they going to give him? Knowing YouTube, they won't give him anything. I think they were reluctant to even celebrate the fact that PewDiePie had hit that milestone, because censorship lovers have declared him a dog-whistling racist, which couldn't be further from the truth. And it's kind of obvious if you watch his material that he's just being innocuous. And it's much like describing, like, the New York Times journos being afraid that people were archiving their old Twitter posts. The thing is that some of the edgy humor of, the era in which he first got on the internet, or I got on, or other people, is different from the edgy humor that's allowed now. People have become more sensitive on certain things and less sensitive in others. In all honesty, the paradigm shift went totally in the other direction on sexual things. We can have a frank discussion about sexuality anytime and say all sorts of weird shit. No, but nobody finds that offensive. They don't even care if you're very crass about it, like talking about, like, oh yeah, all the anuses that you've plowed and brown rings on your cock, and so, like, that's not considered that edgy anymore, unless you're in bad company, aka fucking boring soccer moms. But certain stuff, like saying insulting racial words during a Twitch stream or whatever PewDiePie was doing at the time, that's all of a sudden a national discussion in some places. And he very unwillingly was dragged into that. Now, I said after the election, when he began, making some sort of edgy comments, I said he was using a Trump strategy to grow his presence. To maintain and expand relevance, he had to get into sort of the meme thing, and that overlaps seamlessly with politics and with sociopolitics anyway. He successfully did that. He's navigated those waters all the time, not really himself, I think, being particularly interested in politics or activism or anything. It would be interesting. I still wish that he would make a BitChute channel. If he were to grandstand on that, he could bring a lot of attention to the Senate struggle against tech censorship, which affects him as much as anyone else. Don't think that the fact that he's the biggest YouTuber gives him particular protection against a bunch of multinationalist, multi-billion-dollar oligarchs in a steamy boardroom somewhere with their $1,000 cigars and their cognac. It really doesn't. They can manufacture some way to get him off the internet entirely tomorrow if they really try. So we've got to fight tech censorship, and I think that would be amazing if he did something like that, or if he got a Minds account, or he gets on Gab or something like that. So congratulations to PewDiePie. It is good because and this was talked about when T-Series and him were roughly even, he's sort of a symbol of what YouTube has always been about, which is he's a private individual. He never signed like contracts or got sponsored or anything. He started making videos, he got popular, then he starts to make it in that sense. But he was an organically grown, just a YouTuber. He just wanted to make videos and did sort of the cutesy humor and memes and gaming stuff. And it's very Y7. It's funny because on the congratulatory thread on like Team YouTube's account on Twitter, people were rambling about racism. Now, some of it, I recognize the users and they were being satirical. Some of it was a tongue-in-cheek mockery of the soccer moms that say stuff like that. But some of them were being serious. Oh, YouTube is celebrating a racist. No, he's not. No, he's not. It's very, very, very funny how that happens. It's just like Trump is a racist, despite the fact that he gets all sorts of awards, like Al Sharpton back in the 90s. Virulent, bitter racist, who never says anything virulently, bitterly racist. It's interesting how this always happens. So PewDiePie, I think part of it was people were jealous. In all honesty, I think sometimes people, they get big, and people who don't like something that they did, they didn't like a video they made, they didn't like what they said, they don't like their religious views, they don't like the way they look, the way they sound or dress, or something about them pisses them off, and they just fucking can't shut up, and so they find a million stupid reasons to pretend that there's a legitimate reason to dislike the person. Trust me, I've seen it myself. I can't even imagine if I hit 100 million subscribers what it would be like. At that point, your Twitter DMs at that point probably get closed for good reason. Yeah, congratulations to him. And fuck all the censorship lovers. That's about all. Peace out.